Meng Jia is trying to divorce her husband, who over the years has turned from gentle and loving to a domestic tyrant who often uses his fists. While the divorce is pending, Meng Jia rents an apartment in an old house that still has a landline. One day, she receives a call from a girl named Ya-Mei, who claims to live in the same apartment, but 20 years ago. Pulling up the archives, Meng Jia learns that Ya-Mei committed suicide 20 years ago. But by talking her out of it, Meng Jia opens Pandora's box. Ya-Mei turns out to be a dangerous neurasthenic, who has a trump card. She can change Meng Jia's past at any moment, and it will affect her present. The story behind the appearance of the caller is quite interesting. The plot of two women talking to each other on the phone through the years first appeared in the little-known British TV series Two Lives in 1998. It was one of the first screenplays by Scottish author Sergio Cassi, who had a good run in the noughties and in 2011 wrote film The Caller, in which he developed the idea from two lives into a feature-length format. In 2020, this story was remade by the Koreans, who filmed their own movie The Call, in which they changed the plot, which turned out to be even more gripping than the original. In parallel, they were joined by the Chinese, who, on the contrary, decided to reshoot the British film almost frame by frame. According to unconfirmed information, Chinese The Caller was actually filmed before the Korean movie, back in 2018, as evidenced, among other things, by the fact that the story of the picture takes place for some reason in 2017. It is quite possible that the already completed movie went to the studio archive because of its subject matter. Chinese censors are not very fond of mysticism and creakily approve of science fiction, so the authors of The Caller, apparently, had to shoot the epilogue, in which they tried to explain what was happening more or less rationally, and at the same time to emphasize that their movie performs an important social function, raises and highlights the problem of domestic violence, relevant in modern China no less than in the rest of the world. However, whatever it may be, first of all, The Caller is just a cool thriller, which carefully takes from the original its successful finds and adds to them cosmetic, but still nice touches of its own. For example, Meng Jia here takes up kendo, which teaches her that strength is not in weapons or hands, but in the mind. The main role in The Caller played by Ada Lu, a popular presenter, model and actress, equally organic in melodramas, comedies, and edgy movies. She is equally stunning in both modern costumes and historical outfits. In The Caller she is exactly in her place and skillfully connects us to her heroine. The set designers, art director and director of photography deserve special praise for turning the atmospheric old house in which Meng Jia moves in into a full-fledged participant in the story. Chinese movie, unlike the Korean version of this story, did not become an event, but taking into account all the censorship difficulties in general, it is great that the movie got to its audience. It's better with it than without it.